I'm in the car and I've just got off the phone with Network Rail, with a director at Network Rail, and when this is being posted, the news will be public that the really bad news will be public that the Corkickle tunnel work that's being done by Network Rail, people will know that the track replacement was due to be done in the summer, in August. When they started the investigation in August, they found that there were some issues, structural issues, that they needed to look into, and that it meant that the works would not be done until, I think, as early as November, they said. They've now looked at the issues and they found large holes under the track, which are historical mine works, and in some places the track in the tunnel is only sat on about 80 centimetres worth of ground, so that's really dangerous. We shouldn't have been having trains, passenger or freight, run over them for the number of years that they have, and that those cavities, those large holes sat underneath the track bed, affect about a third of the length of the tunnel. So that's just over 300 metres. So it's a massive issue. Network Rail think that the cost of fixing this is going to be about 35 to 40 million pounds in total, in terms of fixing the cavity and the track. I'm just about to, after this call, get in touch with the Rail Minister and the Department for Transport to say that we absolutely need that investment and we need it quickly, so that the work can be done and so that we can get all of this fix sorted and the tunnel reopened in spring next year. But Network Rail are saying that's the earliest that they'll be able to do that. Now, there's a couple of things that I have explained to Network Rail that we absolutely need to have in place. One is that I've said we need to continue seeing trains run north of Whitehaven Station to Carlisle and south from Corkickle Station to Barrow. They have acknowledged that, and I don't think there's any plans to change that. That was one of the things that I urged back in August, when the original plan from Northern was to run only from Sellafield south and from Workington north, which totally unacceptable. So I'll keep on the case with that, so that we have as little disruption as possible. The second was asking Network Rail to keep in place the temporary fix to the orange water problem in the harbour. I've said I expect that to continue to be there right the way through to the completion of the works. They're going to look and see if they can do that, and that means there's a bit of time for us then to get the funding in place for the permanent fix for the orange water in the harbour. And look, all of this just goes to show that we are now living with a really outdated, rundown coastline railway, and the big priority is making sure we get the funding and the go-ahead for the upgrades to the Cumbria Coast Line, so that we're not just patching and mending little bits like this with all the disruption and extra cost that comes from that, but we make the long-term decisions to invest in the upgrade that we need. I'm going to keep pushing that with Cumbria's other MPs. I've got a meeting with the Rail Minister and other MPs in a couple of weeks' time, and this is the number one item on that agenda. So I'll keep people posted. I know this is disappointing news. If there's anything you want from me as your MP regarding it, then please do let me know. I will keep you up to date and posted. I will also make sure that when it comes to passengers, passenger convenience, access and public transport, we're doing everything we can to reduce disruption for people, and I'll make that point repeatedly for Network Rail and Northern.